Have you ever looked at someone you once deeply loved and wondered, where did the connection go? Not because of betrayal or a big argument, but simply because you drifted apart. In this episode, we're talking about that subtle, invisible disconnect. It's not about what's wrong. It's about what's missing. It's about the emotional needs that were once present, but slowly faded. Let's dive into how the quiet neglect of these invisible needs can create distance between even the closest of people. Here's a story for you. A man sat across from me, shoulders slumped, eyes tired. Not angry, not heartbroken, just worn down. And he said, "I don't know if I'm in love with her anymore. We're just going through the motions." I asked him a few simple questions. Is she cold or distant? No, she's kind. Do you fight? Not really. Is she a good partner? She's solid. I nodded. Then I asked, "So, what's missing?" He looked away, took a breath, and said, "It's like we're living parallel lives. We talk, but we don't connect." Sound familiar? It's not uncommon. The truth is, most relationships don't end in fiery explosions. They just slowly cool down. Not because of what's happening, but because of what's not happening. The invisible emotional needs that go unmet. Emotional disconnect in relationships often happens not with a fight. More often, it happens quietly, through a series of missed moments. You stop noticing the little things, the shared laughs, the gentle check-ins, the way they always made your coffee just right. It's not that the love isn't there. It's that the energy behind the love, the care, the attention, the effort, has faded. Not on purpose, just slowly, silently. Here's the truth. Love isn't just a feeling. It's something you create, maintain, and revive over time. And if you're not actively tuning into your partner's emotional needs, when you miss those small bids for connection, a comment, a glance, a simple, "Hey, listen to this," the connection can fade without either of you realizing it, and the distance begins. In fact, research by Dr. John Gottman shows that couples who ignore each other's moments of connection aren't just missing chances to bond. They are more likely to drift apart. Intimacy doesn't disappear all at once. It fades, day by day, moment by moment, until one day you look at each other and wonder when the silence got so loud. In a relationship, when we start to feel emotionally drained or disconnected, it's often because our invisible needs, like feeling heard, supported, or appreciated, aren't being met. But here's the thing. We don't always notice this until we've drifted too far apart. When needs like connection, support, or appreciation go unmet, they don't always create distance in loud, obvious ways. Sometimes it's the small things, the things we don't always pay attention to, that start to add up. It's not about big fights or betrayal. It's the quiet, unnoticed emotional gaps that slowly grow over time. And before you know it, you're standing in the space between you, and you can't quite remember how you got there. The good news is that you can repair the connection. You don't need to fix everything. You just need to start seeing each other again. So, how do you reconnect? Start by asking deeper questions. Not just the surface stuff, but the real questions, like, what made you feel truly alive this week? Next, share appreciation. Not just for the big gestures, but for the small things too. The little moments that often go unnoticed. Spend time together, device-free. No distractions. Just the two of you, fully present. Create space for play, for spontaneity, for humor. Because here's the truth. Joy breeds connection. And remember, it's not about changing who you are. It's about reconnecting with the emotional needs that have quietly slipped away. If you feel invisible in your relationship, it doesn't mean you're unloved. It simply means that the needs that nurture that love haven't been recognized. The key here is early awareness. If you're feeling disconnected, don't wait for the relationship to fall apart. Don't wait until it's too late. Start asking the simple questions. What do we need to feel more like ourselves again? You don't need a perfect partner. You just need one who's present. You don't need to be everything for each other, but you do need to be curious. You need to be compassionate. You need to be aware. Before you walk away, ask yourself, have we really seen each other lately? And here's something to remember. According to the Harvard study of adult development, the longest-running study on happiness ever conducted, the quality of our relationships is the #1 predictor of long-term well-being and joy. Remember this: love doesn't die from fire. It fades in the silence. But here's the good news. It can always be reignited. One small, intentional step at a time. So what about you? Have you ever felt emotionally invisible in a relationship? What helped you reconnect? Or what do you wish had happened? Drop your story in the comments. Let's talk about it. Until next time, keep striving and stay inspired.